Can you pull up my shot? Let me see what it looks like. Slightly. Huh? I know. It's not horrible, but all right. Yep. Welcome back. If you have been watching through the overnight with these severe storms, we are now tracking at 2:51. I'm meteorologist Chelsea Simmons with a tornado warning in effect through some of our northern counties. Now, that is going to include parts of Tippah County and Alcorn County as well for this storm that is still back over towards Holly Springs right now. It has not moved in for our area just yet, but we want to give you that heads up, that warning ahead of time. We are tracking a tornado warning that right now is just that rotation detected on radar. But through the overnight, we have already had some confirmed tornadoes with causing debris through places over towards Holly Springs and also up into parts of Tennessee. So we want to stay on top of this for everybody. So if you are in places northern Tippah County and over towards north and west parts of Alcorn County, that is going to be north of the Collinstown area, Lone Pine, and west right now, you're under that tornado warning. So you need to go ahead and get in that safe spot, and you want to take that extra precaution right now. Looking closer at that storm, where we do see some circulation with this storm is going to be those brighter kind of pixels right there, right along what looks like Highway 4. That's still going to be west of the Ashland area. And this is going to continue to take a northeast track, clipping parts of Tippah County. So I do want to take a track on the center of that storm right there as that continues to push more into our area. Looking at some times for you, northern Tippah County. It's going to be getting closer towards Walnut. Later in the next few minutes, Ashland there at 2:57. So in the next 5 minutes, New Canaan area 3:06, Walnut area for you 3:18, Brownfield 3:20, Middleton, it's up into Tennessee 3:24. We've said that name a lot this morning with some of those previous storms. Cypress there at 3:33, Bramer there in Tennessee at 3:40. Now I'm going to take a little bit of a wider track on that to include some more folks that are under that tornado warning in this kind of track and time of some of these storms. So tracking that entire storm, this may include a few more people, and I'm going to shift it slightly south just to include places closer towards Faulkner, but Ashland there at 2:57. So Brody there at 3:03, Walnut there 3:15 on this time, Tiplersville 3:16, Lone Pine there at 3:27, Raymer there at 3:34. Now that mostly is going to be tracking flipping parts of Tippah County and then moving off into Tennessee. So this does not include most of the area. This only includes a few folks. But if you know anybody that is in northern Tippah County, you can go ahead and take a picture of that screen right there, send it to them, wake them up, make sure they are getting to their safe spot. Because these tornadoes that we've seen and tracked through yesterday and now early this morning, we have seen to cause damage, debris, and in some cases, significant damage and debris. Right now, this is only a radar indicated tornado warning. We do not have anything confirmed. So that's why you are seeing that red box there, that tornado warning. It's that rotation detected, and it could form a tornado very soon. That's kind of that definition. It is not spotted, and we do not have any tornado debris confirmed, and hopefully it stays like that. So clearing that off, I do want to look back at the storm rotation right there. There's still some pixels right there. They're along 4, getting closer towards the Ashland area. So if you know anybody in Ashland right now, definitely needing to be in that safe place as that is about to move in. And some of these radar scans are still about a minute old. So kind of looking, zooming closer to that storm, I want to make sure there is no tornado debris. So it's going to be close to Snow Lake Shores right now, kind of over top of you, and it is just moved. So looking at the debris signature, we're not looking at really anything over top of that circulation. Now that has mixed in with the side of that radar, so we might not get the best data looking at this right now. But we're going to continue to track this right now. That's going to be moving into Tippah County. Right now, the center of circulation is just outside of our area, parts of Benton County, right now, close to the Ashland area, but that's going to be moving into Walnut, maybe Lone Pine area over towards Alcorn County. Most of these storms that we have seen this morning have stayed just outside of our area. Kind of looking back at the precipitation mode and zooming back out, I mean, you can see a lot of those tornado warnings, even all the way up closer towards the Nashville area. And these storms are kind of taking some of those same tracks, but this one right here, we're still seeing just that radar detected rotation with that. Do you want to zoom back in and see if that is tightened at all or if it's strengthening? So let's take a few scans back. I'll make sure y'all can see that too. Few scans back. Still looks like we do have some rotation with that storm, as it's going to be just south of Lamar Road there, close to the Ashland area. And you can see Ashland right there, 370. It is south of that location. So looking at this storm, still looks like we do have some rotation with that, kind of right where that arrow is pointing, or close to where that arrow is pointing there. But we do not have anything confirmed just yet. Now, these storms, we have seen debris with these. We have seen pictures of the tornadoes from some more North Mississippi storm chasers early this morning and through the overnight, but right now we do not have anything confirmed, luckily. Hopefully it stays like that, because these tornadoes that we have seen have been causing damage, especially up in two parts of Tennessee. So I do want to take another track on this storm, zooming back in so we can get a better track on this. As it's moving through Ashland here in the next few moments, that storm, and that's going to be moving into northern Tippah County. Sometimes on that Brody there at 311, Walnut there 321, closer towards Brownsville there at 324, Middleton, Tennessee 328, and then closer towards Lone Pine there at 332, and then Selmer 349. If you know anybody that is up into parts of Tennessee as well, that's going to be impacting them. I know they've had a lot of tornadoes early this morning right now. They're still continuing that tornado warning. National Weather Service in Memphis, I'm looking at the chat right here, they're continuing that warning for places Tippah, Benton, Alcorn County, and then also up towards Hardman County up into Tennessee. So clearing that off, this tornado warning goes until 3:30, so for another 32 minutes, and hopefully then it'll be out of our area. But if you are in Tippah County right now, parts of Alcorn County, you can see that's going to be north of Ripley, and you can see over towards Lone Pine, Allentown, over towards parts of Alcorn County. That's west of you, as this continues to track through our far northern counties. And we're not seeing most of those storms up in Tennessee are still going to be moving north and east. Looking back at some of these storms closer towards Holly Springs, Marks area right now, those are still below severe limits. But where we are tracking this storm right here closer towards Ashland, still having a little bit of rotation with that. You can see the bottom of that storm trying to kick out some. So that's where we are continuing to track some areas of rotation with that right now. So if you are in places northern Tippah County over towards Alcorn County, we are tracking a tornado warned storm right now. Now, why we are doing this is because it is rotation detected on radar, and these storms have spawned up fairly quickly. So you need to go ahead and make sure you are in your safe place, and some of those unsafe locations. That's going to be cars, trucks, mobile homes, large open rooms, upper floors, rooms with windows. Now, this is going to be a multi-day event, as we do have some severe weather threats over the next several days, including Saturday, for most of our area. So if you do not have a safe place and you need to know where your closest community shelter is, you can take a picture of that QR code right there, and that is a list of those storm shelters, and that also is on WTVA.com. Now, we do have an updated scan with that, so I'm going to look a little bit closer to see if that rotation has tightened at all. Looking at that, we're still seeing some of those brighter colors, looks like just north of the Ashland area right now, along 5. I see about debris. See, that's kind of in a lot of that blob on radar, so I'm not getting any defined debris signature with this, but we are still tracking that area of rotation. Looks like just north of the Ashland area. So Ashland, hopefully you are in your safe spot. Places through northern Benton County, Brody, soon to be moving into your direction, closer towards Walnut area there along 72. Brownfield, northern Tippah County, needing to be in your safe spot as well. Low level rotation on this continues to remain fairly weak, and hopefully it stays like that. But we are tracking still some of that broad rotation in those clouds there, and that's why we're still on top of this tornado warning. It is still right outside of our area in Benton County, but it's going to be moving in, and that tornado warning does include Tippah and Alcorn County this morning for our area. So it is 3:01 right now. I'm meteorologist Chelsea Simmons tracking a tornado warning that includes our northern counties. Right now, we do not have anything confirmed, but any tornado warning on this system really needs to be taken seriously. We've had multiple confirmed tornadoes with the debris spotted from storm chasers with this system through Arkansas, Tennessee yesterday, and even early this morning. And these storms could spin up fairly quickly. So if you do fall under a tornado warning, definitely need to make sure you are in your safe spot. Now, you want to find a sturdy structure. You want to wrap up in pillows and blankets. If you have a helmet, go ahead and put that on. And you want to make sure you stay there until given the all clear. Now, these storms, they're just pushing into Tippah County here in the next few minutes, close to the Ashland area right now. And then it's going to be moving parts of Alcorn County possible, and then also up into parts of Tennessee. Once again, this is not confirmed, but still needing to go ahead and be in your safe spot. Some of those unsafe locations, once again, cars, trucks, mobile homes, large open rooms, upper floors, or rooms with windows. You do not want to be around any windows or those glass doors. So you just want to make sure you are staying away from all those exterior walls as possible. So looking at the storm right now, still just north or moving through the Ashland area right now. Looking at the rotation, still broad rotation with this, as that storm is going to be moving through Ashland. I think we're looking at a Memphis radar right now. So I'm going to try to switch radars and see if I can get any better look at this. But right now we are still tracking a just rotation detected on that. We have seen those tags earlier this morning with some of those storms that have confirmed or considerable damage. We do not have that tag right now. Hopefully it stays like that. But looking at this right now, still just that rotation detected on this storm. So right now, still needing to make sure you are in your safe spot, staying extra careful with this. Most people right now, you are not under that tornado warning. You're not even seeing any rainfall. It is just affecting some of our four northern counties. And for most of your morning, it's still going to just be impacting a lot of those four northern counties. Some of those northern counties are under a tornado watch, and looking at some of those, that includes places even down towards Calhoun County, over towards Lee County, Tishomingo County, north and west, up into parts of Tennessee. And that's where we've seen some of these storms trail through those same locations over and over again. So if you know anybody that is up into parts of Tippah County that's going to be moving into that area soon, we're still looking at that storm close to the Ashland area. You can see along 370 there, just north of that. That's where that area of broad circulation is right now. That lower level circulation is still fairly weak. Hopefully it stays like that. Nothing confirmed. And I'm checking with the North Mississippi Storm Chasers right now. They've had some folks out close to that area this morning that are still not seeing anything on that storm right now. But that's just soon to be crossing over Blackjack Road, parts of northern Benton County, and moving into Tippah County soon. So I'm going to get another track on this storm, as that's going to be moving in for some people here in the next few minutes. And that is moving northeast. So getting closer towards Walnut there at 319. So in the next few minutes, you need to go ahead and be in that safe spot. Brownsfield there at 320. Tiplersville 322. Pocahontas, that's up in parts of Tennessee. They're at 326. Lone Pine there at 333 for your morning. So in the next about 30 minutes for that storm, as that's going to be moving closer towards your area at that point. Now, if you are in some of those locations or you know anybody that is in those northern counties, go ahead and take a picture of this, send it to them, wake them up, because this is through the overnight. So many folks were probably sleeping when they got this warning. But you want to make sure you have multiple ways to get those alerts because, once again, this is a multiple day event. We have another severe weather threat later today, some Friday, for most of us on Saturday. So you want to have weather call on standby, WTVA weather app, no weather radio, code red alert, FEMA app, all of those ways to get information, especially with these overnight systems, because you need something that will wake you up if you are asleep. Now, clearing this off, I want to look back at some of the rotation there. Get back to where I can. Kind of some of that rotation there closer towards the Blackjack Road area, and you kind of see where it curves back around, where some of those more bright reds and those bright greens kind of mixed together. That's where we have some of that broad rotation. And it is still fairly broad rotation. We do not see a lot of lower level rotation, thankfully. So this storm is not confirmed. We're not looking at any kind of debris signature with that. You can see all those blues right there. That's just that side of the radar. We're not seeing anything where that rotation is at the moment. But these storms that we have seen this morning have already led to debris. We've seen confirmed tornadoes, whether that's confirmation from debris signatures on radar or spotted from storm spotters. That rotation is kind of right where that arrow is pointing. See Blackjack Road right there. There's Brody north of 370, but we are still tracking that as that moves into parts of Tippah County here soon. Getting some more times on that here in the next few minutes. That's going to be moving into Walnut there at 318, Brownfield there at 320, and then 327 closer towards Springs, saying that right. But moving into Tippah County here in the next few minutes, which is in our area. So if you are in northern Tippah County, I'd say even maybe Tiplersville, it's going to be moving northeast of you, but go ahead and be in that safe spot just to make sure you are staying safe. Tiplersville there at 319. That is primarily tracking north and east locations. So for places in northern Tippah County, going to be impacting you, and then flipping parts of Alcorn County. So I'm gonna kind of get a little bit of a longer track on that to include some more folks there. So moving into Lone Pine area there at 330, if that does hold together. And these storms, we've seen those tornado warnings stick around for these storms for a while as they've pushed through parts of Tennessee. So go ahead and make sure you are staying safe. You are in a small windowless room, wrapped up in pillows, blankets. You want to be in the middle of your house on the lowest floor, a helmet if you have that, and you want to stay in your safe place until given the all clear. Now, some of those unsafe locations, I want to put that up as well. It's going to be cars and trucks. You do not want to be out driving in this system. Manufactured homes, large open rooms, upper floors, or rooms with windows. And since this is more than one day, we see severe weather risk later today, going into your Friday, Saturday. If you do not have a storm shelter, you do not know where your storm shelter is, you can scan that code right there and it'll bring you to a list of those. And also on WTVA.com, we have a list of those county by county. So right now that center of circulation is just south of the Brody area. I'm going to bring that back over so y'all can see. Just south of the Brody area, south of 72, where you see kind of that S shape right there. Right where that kind of bows out, that's typically where that center of circulation is. And looking at that, kind of looks like that's a scan old on precipitation mode. Yeah, because that rotation is now just looking like it is south and east of the Brody area, crossing into Tippah County right now. So if you're in Tippah County, really needing to be in your safe spot right now. Now, this is not confirmed right now. It is just radar detected. We do not have a debris signature on that, and we have not had any of our storm chasers spot this or confirm this with their eye. So right now it is still just rotation detected, but this could spin up fairly soon, like we've seen with some of these storms that have moved, especially up into parts of Tennessee. We've seen these spin up fairly quickly. So needing to take all of these tornado warnings, if you see any more through the overnight and over the next several days, pretty seriously. Now the time is 3:10. I'm meteorologist Chelsea Simmons tracking a tornado warned storm right now through parts of right now Benton County, crossing over into Tippah County here in the next few minutes. Now I'm going to see if this is updated in the, okay, so we did just get a new scan in. So that center of rotation is just outside of Tippah County. That's going to be moving. You can see County Road 333 right there in parts of Tippah County. It's going to be moving right over top of you here in the next moment or so if it's not already on top of you. Walnut there, 72. You need to be in your safe spot. Brownsfield, just north of that. You can see County Road 124 there in Tippah County, needing to be in your safe spot. Right now, this is not confirmed, but these tornadoes have spun up fairly quickly. So really needing to make sure that you are in your safe spot ahead of time. You don't want to wait until that last moment. And I'm going to take another track on this as it does move into Tippah County here in the next few moments. Looking at that storm right now and some times on that. It's going to be closer to Walnut there at 318. So in the next 7 minutes, Brownsfield there at 319. And then moving into Lone Pine there a little bit closer towards 330. I could include that in the track. 332 for Lone Pine. That's going to be in northern Alcorn County. And I think you might be right outside of that warning box, but go ahead and make sure you are in your safe spot as well. If you know anybody that is in northern Tippah County over towards north and western parts of Alcorn County, go ahead and give them a call, wake them up, make sure they are in their safe spot since this is through the overnight. They might not have heard the warning go off, or they might not have as many ways to get that warning through the overnight period. But we are still tracking that rotation detected storm. And where we do have that rotation now, looks like it is through parts of Tippah County, where you kind of see some of those brighter green colors there showing up. That's where we have that rotation. It looks like they're around County Road 301 is what that looks at north, close to County Road there, 338 in between those two county roads. Now, this is still just radar detected. Once again, this is not confirmed. We have not had any confirmed tag or any damaging tag from the National Weather Service in Memphis, and hopefully it does stay like this. Now, this tornado warning does extend until 3:30, so for about the next 28 minutes under a tornado warning. Now, they may start to trim off parts of Benton County since that is now pushing into Tippah County, but right now that does include places Tippah and Alcorn County for our area. And that rotation kind of right where that arrow is pointing, that's going to be close to County Road 320, it's 326 right now, and moving closer towards County Road 301. Walnut, once again, needing to be in that safe location. A lot of folks may be still asleep right now, so call, wake them up if they do fall under that warning and make sure they are watching this and can get to that safe spot. Now, some of those safer locations, that's going to be, you want to find a sturdy structure, wrap up in pillows, blankets. You want to be in a small windowless room. If you have a helmet, put that helmet on because these tornadoes, especially those ones that we've seen up in parts of Tennessee early this morning, have caused debris and a lot of debris. Looking at some of those debris signatures on radar early this morning. You want to stay there until given the all clear right now. But if you're in Benton County or anybody that's in Benton County, most of that circulation has moved out. So for now, in that all clear there in Benton County, we're still looking at some storms and potential for some severe weather back out to our west. But right now, those are well below severe limits. What we are tracking still though is that storm that's center of circulation is just south of 72 there. You can see Walnut, Tiplersville, just west of that location, but in parts of Tippah County now is where we see that center of circulation. So once again, you want to be in a small windowless room if this is your home, or if you do go to one of those community shelters, but in your home, you're going to be in the middle of the structure, lowest floor, wrap up in pillows, blankets, and stay put there until given the all clear. If you have a helmet, go ahead and put that helmet on. Looking back at storm rotation, still seeing some more of that broad rotation closer towards 72 there, closer towards the Walnut area. You can see County Road 310 there, kind of right over top of you. This is not confirmed, but still needing to take it as serious as if it was confirmed, because these tornadoes that we've seen early this morning have spun up fairly quickly and have caused debris with that. But where that rotation is going to be close towards, or really right along 72 there, as that's continuing to track north and east, and that's moving through northern parts of Tippah County right now. Now, luckily, we have not had anything spotted, no tornado debris signature confirmed, but with these storms, once again, needing to make sure you are staying extra safe. Corinth, right now, you are not in that tornado warning box, and that should stay north and west of your location. Kossuth, you're just right outside of that tornado warning box, and it should still stay north and west of your location. For people in Walnut right now, closer towards Lone Pine there, you are right inside of that box, still needing to make sure you are in that safe location. And then also up into parts of Tennessee, you can see towards Pocahontas, it's going to be a minute before it gets to you, but you're also in some of those same areas that have had rotation detected earlier this morning, and some of those tornadoes earlier this morning as well. So if you are in places northern Tippah County right now, closer towards County Road 306 right there, that rotation is about over top of you. 72 moving into Walnut is where we do see a little bit more of that rotation. You can kind of see some more of those brighter green colors there. Still looks like most of that rotation is right along 72 and just south, moving into Walnut here in the next minute or so. So needing to make sure you are staying extra safe. This does include places in Tippah County, Alcorn County included in this tornado warning. Places at Lone Pine, just west of Kossuth, Corinth, you are not included under this tornado warning, and it should move outside of your area for people that are asking in the chat over here. But looking back at this storm, we're still seeing that, and it does look like that rotation, at least on radar mode, looks like it has tightened a bit. I do want to look at past few scans and look at that storm. Does look like that rotation is starting to tighten. That's going to be just west of the Walnut area, or kind of right over top of the Walnut area right now, pushing close towards northern Tippah County. So if you're in Walnut, you are definitely needing to be in your safe spot. They're along County Road 100 there in Tippah County, needing to be in that safe location. I'm going to get another track with some times on that for you. And a little bit of a longer track kind of past that storm, but 318, Walnut there, Brownfield there at 321, Springs there at 327, Cypress there 334, Rammer there, that's kind of parts of Tennessee, 340. If you know anybody that is in southern parts of Tennessee, northern Tippah, northern Alcorn County, wouldn't call, give them that heads up, make sure they are in that safe spot so they can go ahead and be prepared for this storm. And you want to make sure you are prepared and not just waiting on that storm to get to you. You want to find a sturdy structure, wrap up in pillows and blankets, a helmet if you have that, be away from all windows. You want to be in the middle of your home, lowest floor. And you want to just make sure you are staying as safe as you can. Some of those unsafe locations: cars, trucks, manufactured homes, rooms, large open rooms, upper floors, or any rooms with windows. We are seeing unsafe locations. Now we do have a new scan in, so I'm going to get a updated look at that scan, clearing all this off for y'all. It's going to be right over top of Walnut right now with that circulation. Now, from the National Weather Service in Memphis, they do say that the precipitation mode that we're seeing right here at the surface is supportive of a tornado, so you can see that rotation, but it's not impressive with velocity. So looking at that, and zooming back in, kind of talking about what they're talking about, is it's not as defined. You can still kind of see that curve back in close to the Walnut area, but we're not seeing anything that confirms a tornado right now, which is lovely. It's still just that radar detected rotation pushing through Walnut right now. Still could be bringing very windy conditions along with that. A lot of heavier rainfall, so maybe waking up to lightning, thunder along with this storm. But this storm right now is not confirmed, thankfully, but still needing to make sure you are staying extra safe and extra careful right now. And once again, that is moving through the Walnut area right now. They're along 72, and it's going to continue to push through northern Tippah County and then moving up into parts of Tennessee. It may clip north and western parts of Alcorn County as well. Now, the time is just shy of 3:20. I'm meteorologist Chelsea Simmons with this tornado warning right now in northern Tippah, Alcorn County included in this storm. Now, Benton County, if you are still on, if you know anybody that's in Benton County, that storm has moved out, even though Benton County is still included. They haven't trimmed that back just yet, but we are still seeing some of that included. But where that center of circulation is going to be right over top of the Walnut area. So if you're just waking up, tuning in, I do want to get a track on that for you. And looking at this storm as it pushes through Tippah County here and through the rest of Tippah County here in the next few minutes, moving into northwestern parts of Alcorn County. It's going to be closer towards Lone Pine there at 332, Cypress there at 334 if you are in those areas. Now, I'm going to put this a little bit farther south than what it's tracking just to include a few more folks in that, but still just Lone Pine there at 331. Theo there in parts of Alcorn County, that should stay northwest of your location. Corinth, right now you're not in the tornado warning box, and that's going to be moving outside of your area. But looking back at rotation, I can zoom in and kind of show you all a bit better. That's going to be now just past of the Walnut area. Still seeing some bright greens there. So still seeing some bright greens there. So still detecting some of that rotation. That's going to be close to County Road 100. You can see County Road 203 right there. County Road 201, that is primarily north of you. But we're still tracking some of those brighter colors on storm rotation with that. So we're still detecting that rotation. And that's why we have this tornado warning, is because of just that radar detected rotation. It is not confirmed. We do not have any debris signature with that. Checking on that, still no debris signature with that. We're still just seeing it as radar detected rotation. Now, with these storms that we have seen this morning, since early this morning, closer to midnight, 1 a.m., moving up into parts of Tennessee, we have had some confirmed from spotters, from debris, and that has caused damage outside of our area. But right now, we do not have anything confirmed for our area, thankfully, and hopefully it does stay that way. Now, we do still have that storm that is tracking through parts of Tippah County, Alcorn County right now, and the storms up into parts of Tennessee ongoing, but those are moving north and east. So those are moving out of our area. The only warning that we are tracking for our area is this one through Tippah and Alcorn County. I do want to take a look back at some of those storms right now. That's not up to severe levels, but as these storms, especially it looks like that one just north of Como there, close to Senatobia, not up to severe levels right there, but those are those kind of storms that we're tracking right now for that potential to become severe. Now, still seeing that bulk of rainfall, that front back out into parts of Arkansas, not seeing a lot of severe warnings with that. So for us right now, what we are tracking is that potential for a tornado moving through northern Tippah County right now. And you can definitely see that rotation there on that reflectivity, that precipitation mode, how it curves back into the storm. That's that inflow that's moving into the storm. That's going to be north of 72, closer towards County Road 100, kind of right on top of you right there, north and eastern parts of Tippah County. So that's going to continue to track, clipping northwestern parts of Alcorn County and then moving up into parts of Tennessee. Right now, that circulation is north of 72, just north of 72 right now. And looking at that, we're still seeing it kind of curve back in on storm rotation mode there, still broad, luckily. Do not have anything confirmed. We have not had a tornado debris signature on this, but these storms are moving over and over through some of those same locations. Now, the National Weather Service did just issue another tornado warning for this storm that does include places now in Corinth. So if you're in Corinth, you may be waking up here in the next few minutes to sirens going off, your phone going off. The center of circulation right now is going to stay north of your area. It is going to be moving up into northern parts of Alcorn County and then into parts of Tennessee. But that new tornado warning box does extend until 4:15 for your morning, and that's going to be moving outside of our area soon thereafter that. Right now, looking back where that center of circulation is, we're still seeing that rotation detected on radar. You can see that curve back there. See it a little bit better on the storm kind of reflectivity, that precipitation mode, right over County Road 100 is where we're tracking that storm right now. So that is pushing into northwestern Alcorn County and then into parts of Tennessee. And you can see that new updated scan. It's really right along that Tippah County, Alcorn County line right there. North of 72 is where we have that circulation. Lone Pine right now definitely needing to be in your safe spot. Luckily, right now, this is not confirmed. Why we do have this tornado warning is because it is rotation detected on radar at 324 for your morning. We do not have anything spotted from storm spotters. We do not have anything confirmed from debris signatures, thankfully. So it is just rotation detected on radar, but still needing to make sure you are in your safe spot. And some of those safe locations, that's going to be strong structure, windowless room wrapped up in pillows, blankets. You want to be in the middle of your home on the lowest floor, helmet if you have that. Some of those unsafe locations right now, that's going to be cars, trucks, mobile homes, large open rooms, upper floors, or rooms with windows. And if you do not know where your shelter is, it's going to be over the next several days. So if you do need to know that, you can scan that QR code right there, or you can find a list on WTVA.com, our website. So clearing that off right now. And I want to get another track on that that does include some more places under that tornado warning. Kind of tracking this storm right now. I'm going to track it a little bit farther south of where that rotation is, and kind of south of where that's moving to include a few more places for us. But that storm is going to be getting closer towards Lone Pine there at 3:30, Theo there at 3:36, 3:39 there at Gift, and then Winnesoga there at 3:40, and you can see that is just north into that Tennessee area. It is going to be moving primarily north of Corinth, and really that's tracking more northeast than what that track is including. It's going to be Cypress there at 3:34, Eastview there at 3:46, and then a 3:48 there at Gravel Hill, where that storm is going to be moving closer to those locations. Now, this is still, once again, just radar detected rotation. We do not have anything confirmed on this, but where we are tracking and looking at some of that rotation detected is going to be right along that Tippah Alcorn County line there, County Road 775 through Alcorn County, and then also County Road 746 moving through Alcorn County as well, just closer to some of those locations, just north of Highway 72 through Tippah and Alcorn County is where that center of circulation is. So looking at that storm, you can see a little bit more on storm rotation, some of those brighter greens there, closer towards the Lone Pine area, just south of that Tennessee state line. So far northern places in Alcorn County is where we are seeing some areas that have that rotation detected right now that are seeing these stormier conditions. Looking on debris, does not look like we have anything confirmed on debris right now. Now where we have that rotation, not lining up with some of those blues, which that is the edge of the radar scan. So that wouldn't be any debris signature. But we are looking at that rotation that looks like it is closer towards that Tennessee Alcorn County line right there. You can see that's County Road 770. Lone Pine right there still needing to be in that safe spot as that rotation is going to be moving closer towards your area. County Road 775 right there, close to the Lone Pine area. 761 right there, needing to be in your safe spot. It's right over County Road 770 right now. Moving closer to that Tennessee state line, Alcorn County right now is where that circulation is. Right now, still just radar detected rotation. We do not have anything confirmed right now, luckily. Now, we have seen some of these tornado warnings, these severe storms produce fairly quickly. So that's why we're urging you to take all these tornado warnings very seriously over the next several days, is because we have seen some damage with these and confirmed tornadoes yesterday afternoon and now early this morning. So looking at this storm, another kind of a wide look, and that's going to be moving up into parts of Tennessee here in the next few moments, and they may start to trim off some more of those tornado warnings through parts of Benton and Tippah County. But looking back at some of those storms right now that are back out to our north and east for most locations, below severe limits, but we're still monitoring those, still tracking those for that potential to become severe. But right now they still have a little bit to go before they reach that severe level. Now this storm is moving right along. You can see that Tennessee, that's Alcorn County right there, north of 72. So if you're in Corinth, you may woke up with that tornado warning alert. You may hear sirens going off through Alcorn County. Most of Alcorn County is not seeing any of that tornado threat at this moment. We could see more storms push through, but at this moment, with this storm, Corinth, that is going to be moving mostly north of your location up into parts of Tennessee. But Lone Pine right now, that's going to be moving closer to your area, still needing to be in your safe spot with that storm. See that area of rotation as it curves back on that precipitation mode, and that's what we're tracking with that storm, is that radar detected rotation. Do not have anything confirmed. Checking again in some of these chats. Nothing confirmed, nothing spotted with this storm. Hopefully it does stay that way. Looking at that area of rotation, you can kind of see some brighter greens there just north of the Lone Pine area. And looking back at precipitation mode, it does look like it's a little bit off, but this scan could be a little bit delayed with that. It doesn't look like we've had a scan in the past few minutes. Maybe that'll update soon. So still seeing that center of circulation for northern places in Alcorn County, close to that Tennessee state line. Looking at this right now, still nothing confirmed, but I'm going to get another track on that. Most of that is going to be up into parts of Tennessee. But if you know anybody that is up into parts of Tennessee, it's closer towards Cypress, Eastview here in the next few moments. Cypress there at 334. Once again, that's up into Tennessee. Bremer there at 341. Eastview 346. Closer towards Gravel Hill there at 348. Pebble Hill there at 354 up into parts of Tennessee. That's going to be up to our north as this center circulation is going to be soon moving outside of the WTVA coverage area. Now, the National Weather Service is also monitoring some more storms that are back out to our north and west. I do want to take a look at some of those storms right now. I'm going to be monitoring this storm back closer just north of Lafayette County. Right now, not seeing any severe warning with this, but these are some of those storms that we are monitoring through the morning to have that severe potential right now. Now, looking back at this tornado warned storm, right now, nothing confirmed. We do not have any debris signature on that. It's still just that rotation detected, as that is going to be moving up into parts of Tennessee. And this tornado warning does extend until 4:15 for your morning. But as that continues to track out of Alcorn County in the next few moments, it's still partly in Alcorn County with that center of rotation. As that moves out, the National Weather Service should trim that back with excluding Alcorn County. But even though once that tornado warning ends, we still have more threats through some of our north and western counties as these storms will continue to track in that are back outside of our area. Right now, nothing severe, but we're still tracking that potential as those will be moving in later this morning. Now, the time is 3:32. I'm meteorologist Chelsea Simmons. This morning, we are tracking tornado warning through parts of Alcorn County included in that, and still technically including parts of Tippah County, but that rotation has moved out of there. Up into Tennessee, we've had multiple tornado warnings this morning, some even confirmed with damage with those storms. Luckily, that has been outside of our area, but definitely impacting some folks up into Tennessee right now. But what we are tracking is that rotation. That is close to the Lone Pine area. And really just east of that is, I think this radar scan is a little bit old. You can see some brighter greens there on that. So that looks like maybe that rotation is starting to tighten up. Definitely brighter than what it was just a few moments ago. Still does not line up with any type of debris signature. So right now, still just radar detected rotation with that, but definitely looks like some of that rotation is tightening up. So for folks up into Tennessee that have already seen a lot of these storms this morning, if you know anybody that's just to the north of you from Alcorn County, call them, let them know once again, as it does look like we are still tracking some of that rotation along with that. So it's going to be close to the Cypress area, close to Old Schoolhouse Road, right along that Tennessee state line, Alcorn County, as that continues to track outside of our area. Now, the tornado warning, technically that box does include places, Corinth, you can see Gift there, just north of Kossuth. That rotation is going to be moving north of your area. So Corinth right now for this storm, you are in the all clear. Places in Tippah County, right now for this storm, you are on the all clear. But once again, we are still tracking storms that are back out to our west for that potential to become severe, closer towards Holly Springs, closer towards Sardis right now. But right now, the strongest storm that we have close to our area is going to be that one that is just across that Tennessee state line. And looking at that storm rotation, that reflectivity mode, or that storm rotation mode, we are seeing some brighter greens there. And that means that rotation, it looks like that rotation is starting to tighten up as well. So we could be seeing this trying to form a tornado here soon. And looking at that past scan, it looks like it has shifted more slightly east than northeast. So this could be taking that track kind of right along that Tennessee state line. So I'm going to get a new track, kind of tracking that more east to include some folks. Once again, most of these places are going to be in Tennessee. Guys there at 341, closer towards action there at 348, Tulu there at 353, if that holds together. Now, I'm tracking that a little bit farther northeast. It's going to be closer towards Eastview there at 343. So it's here in the next few minutes. Pebble Hill there at 352. Chambers there at 354. And once again, if you know anybody that's up in parts of Tennessee in those locations, you can take a picture of that send that to them and make sure they know and they're given the heads up with this storm. Since this is through the overnight, we want to make sure a lot of people are prepared and they know about this storm. Now, looking back on the reflectivity mode, don't think I've had, let me check back and see if I've had another scan. I think these scans are just coming in a little bit slow this morning because it does not completely line up with that storm rotation. I think that's a little bit delayed. Yeah, it looks like that's a little bit delayed on that. So I'm gonna take that into consideration when I do those tracks. Right now, places in Alcorn County still technically included in that National Weather Service box from that tornado warning. That does not include places in Tishomingo County. See how they kind of went around that county line there. But right now we are still tracking that tornado warned storm. Right now, just rotation detected. We do not have anything confirmed just yet. Up into parts of Tennessee, and that's going to be moving close to the Selmer area, Eastview, up towards, you can see Stantonville there. So if you know anybody up to our north, they could be seeing some impacts with that tornado warning soon. Right now, once again, still just rotation detected on radar. We do not have anything spotted. We do not have anything with confirmed debris, thankfully. But these storms have produced fairly quickly even early this morning with some of those. So that's why we're staying on top of this and tracking. So you need to take all of these tornado warnings that you see, if we see any more. Hopefully we don't. Maybe we'll miss out on that. I'll be fine with that. Take all of these extra cautiously and seriously because we have had confirmed and debris causing, damage causing tornadoes even early this morning. But right now, it is just that rotation detected tornado. And looking at that, that's continuing to have that rotation within that reflectivity mode, that precipitation mode that we're looking at. That's going to be just south of 57 there. You can see Rammer up in parts of Tennessee. So this is north of Alcorn County, and that latest scan did have that tracking north and east. So that is moving further away from Alcorn County, even though Alcorn County right now still technically within that tornado warning box. I do want to take a look back at some of those other storms that are going to be moving in closer towards Holly Springs right now. We are seeing definitely not up to severe standards yet, but I do want to look at storm rotation with this. We're not seeing anything of significance. Hopefully it stays that way. Holly Springs, we did have a tornado warning come through there earlier this morning. Looking back at some of those storms, Sardis right now still looking at just looks like some heavier rainfall, but these storms could produce some stronger storms along this system and potentially another tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning. So we're still monitoring all those for that potential. The storm is continuing to track further away, that we've been tracking out this cell further away from Alcorn County. So right now, if you are in Alcorn County right now, give it a few extra minutes. If you are in Lone Pine area, County Road 285, and then you can come out of that safe place. County Road 761, we can give it another minute or so. It does look like that area of rotation, not as many of those bright greens. So maybe that rotation is starting to weaken. It may be going through cycles right now. So that's where we've seen some of those tornado warnings and storms do since early this morning. They've gone through some cycles where they'll weaken, they'll strengthen back up. But luckily, this one is going to be moving out of that WTVA 9 News coverage area. Looking at this storm, though, you can see it's not as defined with that curve back into the storm. You can still see some rotation on radar, but it's not as strong, thankfully. Once again, that is going to be south of 57 there, up into Tennessee, north of that Alcorn County line there, though. So if you are in Alcorn County right now, you can go ahead and get out of that safe spot, but still make sure you have multiple ways to get those alerts if needed, because we could see more severe weather risks later this morning, but we also have more severe weather threats over the next several days. So I do want to take a look at some of those risk areas today. We still have that level 3 for places northern parts of Tippah, Alcorn County, including Lafayette County. Level 2 down through Tupelo. Level 1 for places including Aberdeen, Houston, over towards Eupora. Now, for your Friday, most of us not under severe weather risk. We are seeing that clip, that level 1 clip, places Tippah down towards Yalobusha County, down towards Grenada County. Most of that will stay back out to our north and west. Now, Saturday, That's when more of us are under that severe weather risk. We have that level 2 threat for most of us right now. Level 3 CLPS places in Grenada County for Saturday. Looking at Sunday, most of that is going to be back outside of our area. Let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah, level 2 for places back out to our southeast for your Sunday. So Saturday is the main day that we are tracking the potential for some severe storms. So once again, needing to make sure you have multiple ways to get those alerts, because even if you do not see that severe threat for today, it is possible, and for more of us as we look towards your weekend. Looking back at this storm right now, that center of rotation is still north of Alcorn County. Alcorn County is still technically included in that storm right now, but since that is out of our WTVA 9 News coverage area, I do want to take a look back at some of these storms that could be moving in for some more folks. Holly Springs right now, back towards Glenville, north of Sardis. Looks like just some heavier rainfall, maybe some lightning with those, but we're not seeing any severe weather threat with that. Now, the National Weather Service in Memphis should be editing this tornado warning box to cut off places in the rest of Tippah County and then Alcorn County here soon, and then I'll send y'all back to programming. We do have the morning show that will start at 4:30 that will give you more updates on what the weather will be like through the day. But right now, that center of rotation, right now, that tornado warning is still just radar detected rotation. We still do not have anything confirmed with that. We do not have any tornado debris signature with that. So that is continuing to be a good sign. Now, looking at that rotation, we're seeing some more of those bright greens, so it could still be going through cycles. That rotation looks like has strengthened slightly, but still, it doesn't look like we're tracking a lot of debris along with that. That's kind of the edge of the radar. So, and also it doesn't line up exactly. Yeah, it's close, but it's still just the edge of that radar site where we do have some of those deeper blues. But we're still tracking that closer towards Eastview. If nobody in this Eastview, Tennessee right now, make sure they are in that safe location. Tippah County may still hear some sirens going off because that does include you. And then Alcorn County, probably still some sirens going off because that warning does include you, but that has moved out of your area. So you are in the all clear for now. But we have some more of those storms that are going to be moving in. Walnut, you've seen some storms push through early this morning. You're getting some more rain moving into the area, but nothing severe right now. You'll have a little bit more rainfall as well back towards the Brody area, Benton County. Looking back towards Holly Springs right now, they've had some tornado warnings this morning. Just seeing that rain moving in. So we do not see anything really of significance for our area as you are up and awake for some of us this morning. For most of the area, we will not see any severe storms today. Now, I do want to look at a little bit of the forecast with y'all and look through the rest of your morning going into the afternoon. So I'm going to show you this model. Let me change it to a little bit more of that long range one. And this is looking at storm rotation. So when you see those more bright red tracks, that's when we will see that potential rotation. Still seeing some of those up into Tennessee, even including places in our area, and that is 7 a.m. So still for the next few hours, we see this threat. Now looking through the day, most of those storms stay below severe limits. But as we look towards your evening, it looks like we have some more rotation within some of those storms. That's going to be closer towards 7, 8, 9 o'clock potentially. Hopefully most of that stays outside of our area. And then as we head into your Friday, let's see how long this will go. Friday through most of the day, we're not seeing much of any stronger or significant weather. Now, it does look like the National Weather Service in Memphis has trimmed the warning to now take off parts of Alcorn County. So none of the WTVA 9 News coverage area is under a tornado warning anymore. So I'm going to send you back to regular programming. Everybody right now, if you have those ways to get alerts, WTVA weather app, weather call, no weather radio, you can go to sleep. Just make sure you do wake up and get to that safe place within that. But I'm going to send people back to programming for your morning. Okay, thank you. All right, so for anybody that is still in the Facebook Live, Alcorn County right now, you are in the all clear quarantine, go to sleep. People over towards Tippah County, you can go to sleep. Make sure you have multiple ways to get those alerts. Parts of Tennessee over those same locations where we're seeing those storms still seeing it track in those same locations. So for anybody that knows anybody that is getting pounded with storms this morning up in parts of Tennessee, call, check on them. But right now, for our area, we do not have any tornado warnings. Some storms will move through, but right now we're not seeing anything that is severe. Hopefully it stays like that. So I am going to go ahead and close off the Facebook Live. Go to sleep, get some rest before you have to wake up for some in a few more hours. What about Iuka? Iuka's right now in the clear. They don't have any warnings. Haven't really even seen a lot of rainfall there. But honestly, pray for the folks of Tennessee just north of Alcorn County because they've been seeing a lot of damaging tornadoes this morning. But once again, we have a live show that will start at 4:30 and extend till 7 o'clock. There is still some rotation possible over the next few hours. But right now, get some rest, wake up. If you do fall under a tornado warning and get to your safe spot, but timing of the next rounds this morning. So some of these storms still could rotate over the next several hours. On rotation, we were still looking at some of that closer towards potentially 7 a.m. So for your morning commute, if you're in those northern counties, it could still be affecting you. And it's going to be moving through those same locations. Northwest counties, so Lafayette County, Tippah County, Alcorn County. That's really where we are seeing this rotation track through, those same areas. What about Tennessee State Line? Pretty much the same. Make sure you have multiple ways to get those alerts, but you can go back to bed if you want to. Other than that, once again, we have a show that starts at 4:30, so I'm going to close off this Facebook Live and I will restart it if needed. But hopefully I won't be live again, but I will be live at 4:30, but hopefully I won't be back on Facebook Live. So good night, good morning.